Okay, last night on Raw, they mentioned there was a 15-person trade. A 15-person trade that was done by Donald Trump just before he left. And it looks like, from what I can see, ECW lost... looks like 7 people. Raw lost 1, 2, 3, 4. Wow. Raw lost 5 people. Smackdown lost 3. So we're going to go through each show individually. Raw. Last night we saw Evan Bourne, Jack Swagger, Mark Henry. The other 2 to be switched over to Raw is also Gail Kim and Alicia Fox. Swagger, I think, will do very well on Raw. He's a very strong upper mid-card. He can flow into the main event pretty easily, too. Evan Bourne. The idea of seeing Evan Bourne and Kofi Kingston, or anybody else who's in the mid-card hunt, that is like your U.S. title picture right there. Mark Henry, what we saw him do last night, again, he falls into that. You can easily rotate him into the main event picture. And I guess that's the person that maybe Cena will feud against when he finishes off with The Miz. Gail Kim, she's a great women's athlete. I'm looking forward to having her be on Raw, because she'll work great matches with Phoenix and with Mickie James. Alicia Fox, she's coming into her own, but there's really nothing going for her right now, so she might be the next person to kind of get released. Because when it comes to being I was the female lackey. We've already got Rosa Mendez, and she's not that great in the ring. Smackdown, you get Matt Hardy, Finlay, and the Hart Dynasty. Matt Hardy, currently injured. He'll probably do fairly well on SmackDown. He did nothing on Raw. He couldn't recapture that fire between him and MVP. He feuded better with Jeff. Finlay, he was fun to watch on ECW. I guess he'll just become, one of the stiff mid-carders over on SmackDown. The Hart Dynasty. This should be good, because you bring in the tag team element, you bring in a woman. We might actually see Natalya take the women's belt off of Michelle McCool and get some really good exposure. Plus, you've also got 2 other people there on that show who are the current unified tag team champions. And I'm sorry, Edge and Christian versus D.H. Smith and Tyson Kidd, that could be a really, really good feud. That could really help cement the Hart Dynasty. ECW gets Shelton Benjamin, again, Gold Dust, William Regal, and the Bella Twins. Okay. Shelton is going back to ECW. Maybe this will be his chance to finally get a World Heavyweight title run. Gold Dust. Has he really done much of anything whenever he comes back? I guess since they're talking about bringing back the Hurricane, maybe we'll see Goldust team with the Hurricane to take on whoever's left on ECW. William Regal. Knowing they're using ECW to try to build up new talent, Regal can do a very good job and get you some sound fundamentals in the ring and put on a great match with. He's going to be great for building up young talent. And the Bella Twins. I guess they'll feud with... I guess this is a place to put them to have them be eye candy. It's not like Katie Lee Burchill does a lot. So I guess the Bella Twins are kind of put there because they had to go somewhere, and there was a 15-person draft. If you made the 13, it would have seemed kind of bizarre. So to go through it again, Raw got some pretty decent, blue chippers. You got Gail Kim, Alicia Fox, Swagger, Bourne, Henry. SmackDown, Matt Hardy. Maybe he'll become a face and join up with Jeff, or maybe he'll keep on feuding with Jeff. Who knows? He'll do something on SmackDown. Finlay, solid mid-carder. The Hart Dynasty, they really need exposure. ECW gets Benjamin. Maybe he'll finally get out of that funk and prove that he is a great athlete and can finally get it done in the ring. Goldust. William Regal. Great for building up young talent. And the Bella Twins. I guess that's where you put them before you fire them. So they all did pretty well. ECW, again, got rated for talent. And, people make fun of WWE ECW because it doesn't have that feeling of the old ECW. And actually now currently it does. When ECW was alive, during, the three big ones, it constantly got rated for good talent. Vince brings ECW back. Now ECW newcomers like version 1 would have been like, people kind of like CM Punk, Kofi Kingston. They got drafted to a different show. Then as the Miz and Morrison came into their own, they were taken off ECW, but on different shows. And now here we are again, with another crop of decent athletes coming out of ECW. Evan Bourne, Jack Swagger, and the Hart Dynasty. So Vince is going to use ECW to build up good young talent, and then just, cannibalize the show to make his other shows better. And, on the bright side, that will help him to grow and create new stars, which is what you need to do in this industry, because after a while, HBK's not doing anything, Taker's not doing anything, Adrian has a couple of years left in him, same with Batista. It's going to pretty much leave Cena out of your, big guys right now. As well as Edge, who maybe has 5-10 years left in him. You start getting some of those younger people who are in, their early 20s, as opposed to people in their late 20s, early 30s, mid-30s, late 30s. This will help them, build and create a much broader and easier to use set of talent. And another thing too is most of their new guys now are smaller. We're not going to see larger guys like a Triple H. We're going to start seeing people who are more on like the thinner side, or who are big but they're not like cut and chiseled. Swagger's a big dude, but he's not like Batista ripped. He's just a big, strong guy. Evan Bourne, small guy, fast, high-paced matches. Look at the Hart Dynasty. Tyson Kidd, dude's cut, but he's not jacked. And I think that's going to be very good for the E in the future.